So I thought I would share one of my favorite workout recovery shakes. I call them shakes. They're smoothies, but they really taste like dessert because I'm all about making things extremely pleasurable when it comes to taking care of my body and in relation to food. I used to really just have such a struggle with food my whole life. I've had such a bad relationship with food, and it's, the way that we nourish our bodies, and it's okay to enjoy your food and have pleasure around food and sweet taste, sweet rasa, in Ayurveda is very pacifying for vata, which is so important. It's what keeps our nervous systems calm, and it's what helps temper the bitter tastes in life, right? So everybody needs a little sweetness in their life, and there's ways that we can have sweets that are actually nourishing for our bodies, help boost the ojas in our bodies, that nectar of life. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you. Sorry about the lighting, but this was spontaneous, and I just felt like diving into it, so here we are. What we got here in this blender right now is one banana. Okay, just in chunks, not frozen. Okay, I keep them in the fridge, just so that they can stay kind of on the cool side, and that also helps them last longer. you know uh, Hate to have that problem of like the bananas spoiling uh, before you get to use them. And I don't like them when they're too brown myself. I'm not really into that. But bananas are great for getting over sugar cravings, okay? So if you're somebody who craves sugar, like, get the bananas in. They're really high in potassium. They're a great workout recovery food. They help to really flush the lactic acid out of your system, which can prevent a lot of that DOMS, that delayed onset muscle soreness you get after training. I like to use this protein powder by Nature's Bounty. This is a plant-based protein powder in decadent chocolate. It is super yummy, and they sweeten it with stevia. So I'm down with that. I do 2 scoops of that in there with that banana. Okay. And then I add some nourishing fats. So I do 2 tablespoons of coconut cream. Because, fats are so important. We need those good fats in our system. Fats are also very pacifying for vata, very nourishing. Coconut fat in particular is very beneficial for the thyroid. So it's another thing that supports healthy metabolism. It's also an anti-inflammatory oil. Okay, and then I love peanut butter. So I do 2 tablespoons of no sugar added peanut butter in there. Organic. I go for quality where it counts. Organic is such like a, loose thing these days anyway. I buy organic where it really counts. I'm not always able to go for organic, but with peanut butter, it's kind of important, just with pesticides and all that. I don't want any of that shit in my body. I'm sure you don't either. And you can avoid it. So we got our healthy fats, okay? We got our protein. That protein powder is also really great. It's got probiotics in it, fiber, lots of vitamins, minerals, so well-rounded. and no sugar. All right. So far, the only sugar we got in here is coming from the banana. All right. And the last part of this is about 1.5 cups of really strong black coffee. Okay, that's been iced. Just pour that in there. And then we're going to blend it up. I'm going to spare you all the noise of that and put you on pause for a moment, but you want to blend it up for, about a good minute. Just really get it smooth and creamy and all whipped up, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like. And here it is. It looks a lot like a milkshake, and it tastes a lot like one too. It's got, the thermogenic boost of the caffeine in there from the coffee. I mean, if you enjoy coffee, this is a great way to have it, to support your training. It can be really beneficial, to get that extra boost, after your workout with the caffeine. There's ways that you can work with it, okay? A lot of times, people have a really negative view on coffee, especially in Ayurveda. But, I practice fudgy Ayurveda, and I respect that you're going to have your vices, And so here's a way you can work with your vices, that can actually benefit you and benefit your training, help with your recovery. You got all the electrolytes in there from the banana, quality sugars, there's quality benefit, from getting in that sweetness of the fruit, and having it on its own like that, as a precursor, to a meal you'll have later. It's great. It helps stave off sugar cravings, if you're trying to get white sugar out of your system, which is definitely recommended. Beneficial for health all around to go that route. This is a good way to go. You're getting all kinds of nutrients coming in with this, and it's very satiating, supports your digestive system as well. The bananas are prebiotics, so they help you colonate healthy flora in your gut. This is about bringing in all these components, the healthy fats, that are nourishing for the brain, for the nervous system, and that help your body to feel satiated, okay? And are very, very essential in the rebuilding process after, especially a tough workout session. And then you have the protein there that helps you build the muscle and, get the full benefit coming from both, the nut butter, whatever nut butter you want to choose, and also the protein powder, of course. But it's excellent. It tastes good. And I know that when I incorporate these into my training, I never crave sweets, and I am a huge sweet tooth. Like, I got a serious sugar addiction, okay? So it works for me. It may work for you. And I'm just going to be posting a lot more kind of like real life stuff like this here on this YouTube channel. And I hope you can appreciate the offering, even though I don't have like a fancy set or obviously good lighting in the kitchen. This was a very spontaneous thing for me. And I really wanted to share from that place, like when I feel inspired. But I'm going to be bringing in a big focus on intuitive eating here. And what I've kind of developed is like an Ayurvedic intuitive eating. So I have a little bit different of an approach to intuitive eating that sort of puts the emphasis on health right out the gate, and but helps people transition into a healthy lifestyle through intuitive eating by not putting it at the tail end of the process, which is kind of normal, right, in the intuitive eating format, to have the last step is honoring health with gentle nutrition. So I kind of bring in the education and teach you how to navigate those waters on your own, just by getting in touch with your body and really learning what works for your body, what gives you the most vitality, the most ojas, okay? And I bring in those supportive pieces of Ayurveda. So I'm going to be sharing tips and tricks and, bite-sized portions of, my perspective on intuitive eating and sharing what I have to offer. Please do check out my website, cobrasmedicinebag.com. I have courses available in Ayurveda, personal growth, and also intuitive eating. Have an intuitive eating course going on right now that is available for anyone to join at any time. And there's also a support group on Facebook that goes along with that, so that you can connect with community. And it's a really good thing. I'm excited to bring this in. I'm going to be sharing more about my personal journey with intuitive eating and what brought me to work with Evelyn Triboli and Elise Resch, the authors of Intuitive Eating, and that groundbreaking book, that really just started to get people to look at things in a new way in terms of, our disconnect from our bodies and the necessity to get reconnected, with that natural way of relating to food it's all hardwired into our system. We've been overriding it with this like diet culture stuff though. And unfortunately, that's really disconnected us from what really works best for us as individuals. And everybody's, road to health looks different. What works for one person won't necessarily work for another person. And very much so. That's very in alignment with Ayurveda. So the two paths pair very beautifully together. And Ayurveda actually is intuitive eating at its core, right? But it's been kind of misunderstood a lot in the West with the way we've turned it into a diet with these are yes foods, these are no foods. We've made it this black and white thing. And Ayurveda is all about the middle way. And that's so hard for so many people, right? We all struggle with that balance. How do we find the balance? How do we keep the balance? So I'm here to bring you some real life Ayurveda and intuitive eating and share the beauty of merging these two paths and how it can be a route to healing mind, body, spirit, and really wake up a whole new reality for you. It sounds silly, it does. It sounds silly on the surface. Like, what? You're just talking about food and stuff. But it's never about the food, So if you've struggled with food issues, it's not about the food. It's what's behind that, right? And we do really deep work when we work with intuitive eating and when we work with Ayurveda to completely learn how to hold space for the discomfort, to move through those blocks, that have been in our way in the past, rewire our thinking, form new neural pathways, and gain access to new dimensions of ourselves and potential. And I love, 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 love both of these offerings, Ayurveda and intuitive eating. They have really been such a key part of my healing process. And like I said, I'm going to be opening up and sharing my personal experience and my story with that. But today I wanted to just kick it off and say hello. I know I haven't put up a whole lot on that channel. And I've been focusing on my other channel. I have Broad Coven, but I am going to start to really be active here and bringing in stuff here, and it begins with this. So I hope you treat yourself to it, and let me know. Let me know how it works for you, how it helps with, staving off your sugar cravings. If you're trying to kick a sweet tooth, I can't recommend it highly enough. Have a beautiful day. And hey, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm here to offer advice, opportunities for healing and growth on your path. That's all attuned to getting to know you better and what works best for you. And I really want to be able to offer you the gift of Ayurveda and the gift of intuitive eating, and just kind of pay it forward, all that it gifted me, in my personal healing journey. So, yeah, if you want to be part of that, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel and gave that support, so I can really grow this and fulfill my vision, which is to make Ayurveda accessible to everyone, all over the world, no matter where their financial standing is, what they have access to. I want to provide a way for people to have access to this information, because it's so important. There's so much we can do to heal ourselves. And this is just such a beautiful path, and I'm very excited to share it with all of you. And thank you for taking the time to tune in today. Have a beautiful day.